Good.
All right. We got Coach Vick here. We'll let him open up with a statement about this week and get it going from there.
Yeah, I'm excited to move forward, turn the page, get ready for Sacred Heart. It's a game for us that we want to try to go out there, just execute at a high level. Do the things that we're supposed to do on the field. Work hard this week, and just get ready for a competitive football game. So working really hard right now, and it's kind of back to the drawing board and trying to get our guys healthy and get them feeling good so they can perform at their best this week.
Coach, you said it before that this Rutgers game was going to be a challenge. You guys were challenging Rutgers. Rutgers was challenging you all. What is something that you learned playing them this past weekend?
Well, I learned we got a competitive team. I learned that the things that we set out to do and accomplish, we can do it. It might not have translated on the scoreboard, but when you go back and watch it on the film, we did some really good things and some things that we can improve on. And so I'm excited about that. I'm excited to move forward and take away the good and the bad. And I knew this was going to be a test of our character, and I think our guys have responded well, and they're just getting ready for week 4.
Kind of piggybacking off that, Coach, like nobody ever wants to lose by that margin, of course, but like did your guys, can that be good for you guys? Can that be good for your guys to go in and experience that and as you move forward?
Yeah, I mean, we had to look at it and take it with a grain of salt. Like, of course, you don't want anybody to score 60 points, but if you put them in position to do that and the things that we did, they're going to do that. And so regardless of their status or what conference they play in or what they may have looked like, we still had the chance to go out and make plays just like them. And so I'm proud of our guys for going out there, fighting hard, and it was really a tough game. It was really the first time I ever seen any of our defensive linemen on their backs. So yeah, it was tough, but they bounced back from it, and I think they learned a lot from it, most important.
Coach, how do you keep morale up in the locker room? Coach, how do you keep morale up in the locker room after emotional highs and lows?
Yeah, I mean, it's a long season, and so we got a lot to play for. We got a lot of games left, and so one game don't define the season, 2 don't, or 3. And so while it's so much ahead of you, you just gotta, if you love football and football is your life, then it'll show. And so my job as a head coach is to weave out the ones that don't feel that way, and the ones who don't take it serious, and the ones who don't want to be here, because you don't have to. And so we're not making anybody be here outside of our standards. And so if you're here and you're gonna abide by the standard, and you're gonna do what we supposed to do at NSU and play winning football, and it's no other way to go about this.
As you were preparing for the Rutgers game, what were some of those strategies that you went into the game with to both stop their offense and push back against their defense?
Yeah, overall, we just wanted to go out and be competitive. The things that we know we have seen on the defensive side of the ball that work versus our previous 2 opponents, and then the things that we've done on the offensive side and in special teams. We wanted to go out and try to implement, and so we got down early, 2 block punts that was kind of unprecedented. Didn't understand that, and still investigating that, thoroughly. But put us in a deficit, and it kind of went from what we wanted to do to what we needed to do, so that it wouldn't get out of hand and stay competitive. And so, not to say that we was going to put ourselves in that position, but we knew, in some areas we was at a disposition. And so, we never make excuses about anything. We never even talked about it. We just wanted to come out and try to win.
Beyond the final score, have you guys made the progress on the field and in the locker room that you wanted to see between week 1 and week 4?
Well, we only had a couple days, so just looking to get back out there today. We'll see what that looks like. But, games like that are easy to move forward from. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the ones that you just want to sleep off and never look back. And, but we had to go watch the film, and take the positives and the negatives away from it, because you got to look at both sides of it. And then, find ways to implement, the good into the game plans moving forward. And so this week we want to come back out, be competitive, play hard, and I'm challenging those guys to step up to the plate.
I'm going to offer that as well. 3 games in, probably haven't had the start that you guys are wanting. How have you seen the team handle this, and what are some of the, key places that you want to see this team improve?
Yeah, I think we have guys that believe that we can win. and that's most important. And our mantra is we don't go into games hoping that we're going to win. We go into games knowing that we're going to win. Because one, we prepare hard throughout the week, and two, we believe in each other. And so, it stops right there. And from there, we can just bring the competitive edge and enjoy, the fruits of our labor when we go out there on Saturdays or Thursdays and be able to put on a performance. So it's one day at a time. Moving forward, you can't get too far ahead of yourselves in this game, and we just got to keep working hard. And I'm going to always stress that. Just got to work hard.
The broadcast was pretty complimentary of Otto in the offensive pockets. They were able to move the ball pretty well in certain spots. How impressed are you with Otto and his ability in just a short time as a starting QB this season to be able to adjust and adapt to the offense the way he has?
Yeah, I think Otto's played well. There's a lot of things that he wish he could have done better this past weekend, and so he'll look at that and correct it, and we'll get that corrected. But we did some great things. We ran for 150 yards on the ground. Our runners was explosive. We did well in the trenches. At times it wasn't clean, but we went back and watched it and felt like we held our own. And so just things to learn from like that. And on top of that, you got a quarterback that's out there making good decisions, making the right decisions. It helps the offense in terms of morale.
Coach, the week before, special teams came in big, but last week it seems like there was some nerves on the field. What are we going to do differently or the same, especially when we have more out-of-conference games coming up?
Just stick to the script. We believe in what we do, and fortunately for us, we were still able to block 2 kicks last week. Two field goals, and so although like I said, we were still investigating the point blocks and got to make sure that we negate that moving forward. Marco just can't drop the ball. Regardless of what, when you're in those moments and you have an opportunity in front of the world, you don't have those type of letdowns, and so. It happens to him. It's up to him to correct it and make it right. And, we'll monitor that closely because, those type of things that can happen, and those are the reasons you lose football games.
Coach, back to Otto, his interception. What happened there? What was that energy shift on the sideline?
Yeah, I think the interception with Otto was very unfortunate. For him, it's one of those plays that he definitely want to have back, as far as, making the right read, the connection, and, understanding what's happening with the defense. And it was a rare mistake, and 2 guys just happened to get on the same page, and that's got to happen. So another situation where we're gonna monitor close, and for me, decision making is everything at the quarterback position, and you got to be able to make the right decisions and not second guess it, but can't put the team in harm's way.
You mentioned earlier that you're trying to get healthy ahead of Sacred Heart. Is there any injury of note that stands out, or is it just more like a going through the season thing?
Fortunately for us, just knocking on wood right now in real time, we just got guys that's just a little banged up. They got beat up last week. They fought hard, they competed, and like I say, it's just a lot of little nagging injuries, but hopefully we can, just work through it throughout the week and get those guys feeling better by tomorrow or Thursday. But, we are a little beat up from that performance, but I'm thankful that they went out there, gave it their all, tried hard, and then had some positives today.
Hey, Coach, simple one here, but how's your comfort level, right? I mean, we're in week 4 now, and you're getting the game week routine down as a head coach. How's your comfort level now as compared to maybe 4 weeks ago?
Yeah, I mean, I never really felt uncomfortable in this position. In terms of just decision making on a daily basis, and putting together travel and schedule and things like that. It's probably the most challenging when it comes to the football part. That's where I get excited, and I feel like that it's like a release for me to actually get to the game and be able to watch my guys go out and put it all out in the field after we worked hard throughout the week. It kind of reminds me of when I played, and so from a preparation standpoint, I stay involved and I stay in tune with what's going on. It's more so what happens outside of here that concerns me from a day-to-day basis, and making sure my guys and my players understand our standard and our culture on a day-to-day basis, because those things equate to losing as well if they don't get it. So just trying to keep everything together. But from a comfort level standpoint, these games can't come fast enough. But I just got to enjoy every minute of it, enjoy every day, and that's what I'm trying to do.
And then I want to just ask, I know you're so caught up and enamored with your own program, but your Tech products, any reaction to Coach Pry and what happened with him and just kind of, obviously their slow start as being a Tech guy?
Yeah, I mean, just, you know, it's unfortunate in this business. It's just, you know, it's straightforward and it's about winning. You know, and you know, it's about standard. And sorry, it's my daughter FaceTiming. Super special. And we got Kayvon. I don't want to keep him too long. He's the real star around here. But yeah, you know, just got to take it one day at a time, man. Football is not the easiest thing. You know, it's a lot of moving parts when it comes to this, and you know, for our program, it's always going to be about standard and like anywhere else. And so, you know, we just got to, you know, find ways to make it right. And so, it must not be meant for me to answer this question. I'm trying to come up with something positive. But yeah, man, they'll be okay up there for sure.
To piggyback off of that, the next game is this weekend against Sacred Heart. I know you're focused on the program, but you are aware of that speculation on social media about you being on the list to be their next head coach. Where's your head at thinking about that speculation?
Yeah, I mean, as of right now, I'm just super dialed in on Sacred Heart. Like, I just finished watching film on them, and you know, I got to win for NSU. I'm just dialed in like that. The most important thing is finding ways to help my guys learn how to play the game at a high level, regardless of what conference you're playing, regardless of what level of talent you're playing. And I say that referencing Rutgers last week and referencing, you know, us playing, you know, 3 different opponents from 3 different conferences and just being ready to play it. So, you know, with all these things circling, I got to juggle this on a day-to-day basis. And so that's what's most important. I can't see that far in the future, even though I look into the future and I try to get my players to look into the future. Right now, I just got to have short-term memory.
Sacred Heart has been a thorn in this team's side over the past couple of years. For the guys who have been on this team and have played against Sacred Heart, what have they told maybe the newer guys on the roster about Sacred Heart going up against them and how much they've kind of been in pain?
I don't know the conversations that's been had, but I know, you know, they should talk amongst each other about, you know, strategy. And, you know, I always like to look at it as, you know, 80% of this is us as coaches, and the remaining 20% is the players, you know, putting it all together. And so, and it could be the other way around, so to speak. I think the talent level speaks for itself, and so we got a talented group of guys that's very confident and believe in themselves, and you know, I think for them the best is yet to come. And so now we challenging them to just focus in and lock into what needs to happen, and just kind of, you know, take the season one game at a time, but also kind of with 9 games left, looking at it in 3-game increments, and we're about to go get to it.
Thanks, Coach.
Hey, thanks, Coach.